to the CTA Foundation CES interview series. My name is Steve Ewell, and I'm Executive Director of the Consumer Technology Association Foundation. And I am pleased to be joined today by Lex Gillette. Lex is a speaker, artist, and an incredibly accomplished athlete. He holds world record in the long jump, gold medalist at the 2019 World Championships, and I'm excited to have him participating in his second CES. So welcome, Lex. Really happy to have you here.
Thank you, Steve. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, I want to start off by, the saying that you have of no needs for sight when you have vision. I love that saying. Can you give me a little bit of the thought that went behind that saying and creating that?
Yeah, it all started when I lost my sight when I was 8 years old, and it was because of a random occurrence. I started to experience retina detachments, which led to a string of 10 operations that I had to try to fix the issue. All of those operations were unsuccessful, and after the last one, doctors said that they couldn't do anything else and I would most likely be blind. That's pretty much what happened. So after that last operation, it was a gradual decrease in sight until one day I woke up and I couldn't see much of anything. Long story short, I was able to overcome that. Had some really phenomenal people in my life and a lot of great support, and they helped me to see what was possible. And so when you think about no need for sight, when you have a vision, the really huge challenge for me was once I had lost the sight, not being able to literally see things. A lot of the world is we live in a visual world, and especially growing up in the 90s, there was definitely a lot of different challenges linked to not being able to see. But the one thing that really bridged that gap and helped me to see that I could still be successful in life is that everything that has been created and everything that will be created, it always starts from a vision. You see it within yourself, you see it within others. And as long as you can see that, you develop a plan, you connect with the right individuals, then you can turn that vision into reality. So me not being able to see, or as it relates to all of us, we all have different strengths, we all have different weaknesses. But when you can attach those people who see that vision just as clearly as you, they're able to compensate in those areas of life where you may not be as strong. And if it is a true and authentic vision, then it's something that involves others, and it's something that when you band together, it'll change the trajectory of communities and society in the world. So it's not the sight that determines our success, is that vision and being able to do everything in your power to bring it into fruition.
Well, and you to have that vision and to have that drive, everyone needs that to be successful, and certainly to be as successful as you've been athletically and kind of across your life. We all need that vision and drive to get us there.
For sure.
Um, last year, you were at CES. We were thrilled to have you there with the Panasonic team. And I know you've worked with a bunch of other tech companies as well. I saw you've done some work with like Intel. You've worked with IRA, which was actually one of our startup accessibility winners a couple years ago at CES. What role does technology play in your life?
It's huge. It's huge. I think after I lost my sight and went through that process of being able to successfully transition to this new way of living, technology played a huge part in that. From using computers and screen readers, being able to check email and check the internet, being able to use pieces of technology like braille braille notes and braille displays, absolutely everything that I could get my hands on, excuse me, to create that independent achievement. Um, Technology is being huge, and even today, I still use a computer with the screen reader. I have my smartphone with a screen reader on that as well. You mentioned IRA. IRA is an incredible company that is totally changing the way that blind and visually impaired people live on a daily basis. That's an amazing service. So I mean, technology is definitely huge, and it empowers us, and it really gives us the ability to tap into that independent achievement, so that we can live life just like the next person. You can achieve your day-to-day issues and tasks, and live a meaningful and satisfying life.
Absolutely. And that's why it is so important that as people are designing these technologies, that they're doing so with accessibility in mind, and
Mm.
ensuring that, all of us, regardless of, whether we have a disability or not, have the opportunity to use the technology, whether it's with vision loss, hearing loss, mobility, across the various disability spectrums. So yeah, it's really exciting to see what has been developed over the last few years, and really, the last decades, that have become more and more accessible. One of the areas we're seeing a lot of emerging tech happen in is sports tech, and that's something at CES we've seen everything from a basketball that can let if you're shooting with the right arc or not, to all kinds of wearable devices, fitness devices, just to know and help people train to be at peak performance. Are there different types of technologies that you're using as you're doing all your training?
One of the ones that comes to mind is when we're in the portion of the season where we're on the runway. Excuse me. So around this time earlier in the season, not too much time is spent on the actual long jump runway. We're really trying to build that foundation and make sure that we can sustain a a long and vibrant competition season. But in a couple months, I will actually get on the long jump runway. And one of the technologies that we use is I'm not sure the technical name for it, but they're basically these eyes that you can position on either side of the long jump runway, one on the left, one on the right. And then, excuse me, my coach will create the zone. So he'll have two eyes that point at each other at a certain distance. And then if you go up another, say, 5 meters or so, he'll have another left and right set of eyes. And so you're able to run down the middle of the runway in between those fields. And so what he's measuring is towards the end of our long jump approach. I usually take 16 steps from start to finish to be able to build that speed, to get the top speed and make sure I get a good jump. Those eyes are positioned at the very end of my approach, so that when I run through them, my coach is measuring the speed that I have, that I'm bringing through that area, to make sure that I am at the right speed to be able to get those big jumps. And that's really important for me, because it's letting me know in real time what that speed is. But for me, since I'm not able to see, when I'm running through those eyes and my coach gives me the time, and he's giving me that feedback as to things that I could work on to get better. In that moment, I'm focusing on what my body is feeling and what I'm doing in that specific zone that we're focused on, so that I can duplicate it. Say that fast. Uh, Duplicate it, and really make sure that I hammer that into my muscle memory, so that when competition comes along, I know how to repeat that.
That's amazing to be able to get that feedback and just have a better understanding of, yeah, if one jump is slightly off in training, you get a better sense of, where it was and what the challenge was, and yeah, getting that practice in and being able to just understand, how you're able to do those the amazing jumps that you're able to do. So that's really cool. Are there other kinds of, it doesn't have to be sports related, but are there kind of other emerging technologies that you're excited for, that you see coming down the pike?
Mm, the 3D printing technology world is interesting to me, and I say that because in this new age of just uh, like visuals and just how things are laid out, it's really hard for me to truly understand what certain things look like. And so I was working on a project with LA 2028. LA is going to host the Olympics and Paralympics in 2028, and we were a part of a rollout where specific athletes have um, logos, and LA has this really cool idea of, the city is just it's amazing. It's a dynamic place, and they chose different athletes to have uh, LA 2028 logos that were specific to them. And I bring that up because my logo was created, but I didn't know what it physically looked like. And so I don't know if they use a 3D printer, but they actually sent me a physical copy of the logo. Let me see if I can actually, it's behind me, grab it. Um, so so I can actually like touch this and understand what it is. This is the A that would be a part of LA, and so my logo, basically, when we talk about vision and being able to ascend and soar to new heights, when you tap into that vision, this A gives you that motion of we're ascending. And so anyway, when we talk about new technologies, this is how I'm really able to truly understand what things look like when I can touch it, when I can, feel the diameter, the depth and the breadth of it. That really gives me the ability to truly see what's going on. So when you think about using that technology moving forward, it could definitely help me and others like me to truly understand what things um, what things look like. And once you start incorporating that into other systems, like, I don't know, like tactile maps, what else is out there, just so many different options to be able to give another perspective for the blind and visually impaired.
Oh, that's great, and I love the logo that you were able to show. And yeah, we've done a little bit of work with some schools as far as using 3D printing, especially for blind students in the sciences. It can be so
Yeah.
hard to understand when you're talking about molecules and things
Hmm.
like this, that if you can't either touch it or see it, it's hard to envision what that is.
Yeah.
And being able to use 3D printing to enable more students to have access to experience, it really changes the ways people experience school, and then even beyond school and
Yeah.
life in general. So
Yeah.
that's really exciting and cool, and I can't wait to um, see all that you're going to be continuing to create. And then yeah, I want to see the logo for LA 2028 when that
Yeah.
launches. So very exciting to see all that coming together. So,
Awesome.
do you,
Yes, definitely.
oh, sorry, what? Oh.
Oh, no, no, I was just saying definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, we'll definitely keep pushing and highlighting some of the great opportunities for technology like that. Do you see where there's kind of gaps in the market? And in particular, I'm thinking about, we've got a bunch of entrepreneurs, innovators watching this, and I'm sure they're all looking for the next great idea. And of course, they've got to give both of us a little credit when they create this. But where do you see opportunities for a new solution to address use technology to address some needs that you see out there?
Yeah, I would say first of all, I think that kudos to all of the entrepreneurs and everyone out there who is creating technology and making it accessible, because it truly is changing the way that we live, and certainly in a positive way for sure. I would say that one of the things that I notice is we live in this day and age of like touch screen, right? And one of the one of the things where I feel there could be some enhancement is I think there is the notion that, okay, well, if it's touchscreen, then let's make this accessible by allowing someone to speak to the device. So, for example, if you take a smartphone and maybe use like OK Google or like Siri or um, Alexa, which all of those they're great, and you're able to speak and achieve things. But specifically, when you talk about touch screens, I think I would like to see more functionality in being able to utilize the screen itself to operate that device just like the next person. So when you take a smartphone and you may have an Apple device or an Android. There are specific programs that you can turn on within the accessibility functions that will allow you to utilize a touch screen. So you can touch the screen and the voice will read whether these are your messages or your emails or the internet, et cetera, et cetera. And and the reason I point that out is because a lot of times you don't want to use Siri or any other talk to text or talk to how would I'm not sure what they classify
Kind of the voice
um,
assistant.
the voice assistant. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. So you may not want to use that voice assistant. Some of the information that you may need to speak could be sensitive. It could be private to you, and being able to have that ability to utilize the touch screen to type in the letters, to send notes, to do everything that you would need to do in a safe and secure manner is I think is something that we all should have the ability to do. And I recently, just separate from that, I recently purchased a product that was a touch screen. And although I was able to connect to the device with my smartphone and control the device from that side of things, what happened if I don't have my phone? I wouldn't be able to utilize that device at all. So I think as we move forward in this world of touchscreen, really trying to make sure that we think about everyone, especially those who are blind and visually impaired, who may not be able to see that screen, and figuring out ways that we can, make that more accessible, so that when I purchase it out of the box, I can use it. I can tap into all of the functions and get my get whatever outcome that I'm wanting to achieve out of whatever that device is.
Yeah, no, I think that's a very good point. And I do have a feeling there may be a few people working on solutions like that. But, for all the entrepreneurs out there, you heard it. Now's the challenge to create that vision, have that drive to create the success that will help us all, regardless of our ability to see or not see. So yeah, I'm excited to see what new innovations are going to be coming, and how we can continue to drive forward the work that's being done in this space. Um, you know, if people are interested in just staying up to date on all your athletic achievements, and I know you've got the Olympics being postponed a year. I can't even imagine the training with a year delay. But if people want to stay up to date on all the athletic achievements, if they want to keep up on all your work, your motivational speaking, where should they go to learn more?
Absolutely. You can go to my website, which is lexgillette.com. And I actually have a newsletter that I put out every couple weeks. So please join that if you feel inclined to do so. Like to put out some motivational things, some inspiring things, keep everyone abreast on what is going on in terms of training and new books and projects that I'm working on. So we'd really love for you to be a part of that and join me on my road to Tokyo to capture that gold medal next summer, this upcoming summer. And I'm also on social media: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Everything is my name, at Lex Gillette. And yeah, feel free to reach out. I'm pretty responsive would certainly love to hear from you and all of the support that you have. That's really what helps us to push forward. So would love to have you join my journey to gold.
Awesome. Well, Lex, I really love the opportunity to talk with you here today. And, I can't wait to see you grabbing that gold here coming up and just, staying in touch and really, seeing how we can drive forward, the importance of accessibility for, all users across the technology spectrum. So thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you for all of your energy and effort toward making this space more accessible.
Well, great. Well, for the audience, if any of you are interested in learning more about the CTA Foundation, you can go to ctafoundation.tech. And otherwise, look forward to continuing this conversation and an exciting CES 2021.